Hey guys, welcome to another Stellaris Update 2.2 video. This time I want to talk about the changes that have happened to the war setup. A lot of different things have changed from the way they used to be. War, I guess, is no exception, although they said war never changes, but what do I know? Okay, so if we go to our armies tab, we got a couple of things here. We can see our assault troops that we're allowed to construct, recruit, whatever, but you can't recruit defensive units out of hand. You have to have certain buildings with jobs that create the defensive units. So I guess I'll start there. You want to look at the jobs here in the bottom tier. We're looking at the soldier jobs. So soldier jobs will give you planetary defense armies. So for every one of them you get 3 defensive armies. So we're going to have 9 defensive armies on this planet. We're also going to get an increase to naval capacity for each soldier job. So each job gets you another 4 capacities, so 3 soldiers, 4 jobs. So the buildings that do this will be the stronghold here. So the stronghold can do that. I think there's also another one in here. Let's just take a quick little peek. The military academy will get you a job. I think that's it, yeah. So the military academy and the stronghold fortress will get you your soldier jobs. So that'll get you your defensive troops, and then that's where you'll get your garrison strength from. So this is the army strength here that I've highlighted, 874. So that's the strength that's defending the planet right now. If I wanted to put a defensive leader on it, I could hire a general. The next thing here is the devastation. So this has replaced the orbital bombardment numbers that you used to get, that you'd increase with your shield research and your planetary shield generators. So devastation, as it goes up, your defensive troops are going to take damage, all that stuff. So we recruit up our assault troops. You can see I have different types going in here. I have the telepathy and psionics tradition due to my spiritualist faction. Got some xenomorph researched, so those are building there. So you recruit your assault troops, and then they will go to your transport ships, just like before. So I can see them down here highlighted. I have a set of troops here. So 323 strength. It's probably super bright zooming in like that. So that's where the troops come from. So that isn't too different, but the defensive side of it is very different. So the next thing I want to talk about is claims. So you need a reason to go to war with people in 2.2. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to pick a fight with you, pick a couple planets to seed or cleanse, or humiliate them, vassalize them, make sure your war score is less than 100. They've done away with that, and they've changed it up a whole bunch. So what you have to do now is you actually have to claim systems to go to war. I mean, you can have other reasons, but claims is the easiest way to do it. So if I want to fight this guy to my south, Imperium of Quetta, we're going to want to go ahead and pick a fight. So what you can do, 2 different ways to do claims. You can click on the system, and then you can press the X button, and it's very small, but in the bottom right corner, a little to the middle, you can see my cursor moving back and forth here, is where you can do a couple of things. You can move, like, can I move through the system? This is the claim button in the middle, and if you own it, you can rename it. So if you want to claim, it's going to cost you some influence. So I'm going to put a claim on this system. So do we want to claim it? 40 influence, there we go, it's spent. So now I have a claim on the system, a reason to go to war with them. So I'm going to go here, we're going to claim this one too, because you want to make it worthwhile. You don't want to just go for like one system. Claim. But I did notice in another war I was doing earlier on this file, if you claim too much, it takes you a long time to win the war. So we're just going to place a claim on those 3 systems. Then this one lane here will be kind of a bottleneck. That's what I'd like to do. Okay, so that's one way to do claims. The other way is you can go left on the D-pad onto your contacts list. Click on there, and we're looking for the Imperium, and you can make claims here. If you want to make claims, it looks like the old sector management screen, right? So if I want to claim some more systems, we can click on one, claim it. I want this one too, and this one too. Create another bottleneck here. You do have to confirm your claims by clicking in the left thumbstick. I mean, the controls spell it out for you there. So it's going to cost me influence, claimed, Influence spent, boom. So now I got 6 systems on claim with these guys. Now I can declare war. So this is where you're going to see a whole bunch of other changes to the war system as well. So if I declare war, you need to have a reason to go to war with these guys now. You can't just pick a fight and away you go. And then they've changed the whole war score thing with the different war goals. You can just have these war goals, and they'll give you a different reasoning behind it. So I've made claims, so now my reason for going to war is to conquer those claims. Then we can go humiliate. I don't have any animosity with them, but if I had declared them my rival, it would give us animosity. Make tributary. We need to attempt to diplomatically subjugate the target first. Same with vassalization. So those will give you your different, they call it the casus belli, reason for war. So there you go. So yeah, this is our reason for war here. We want to wage war. The war goal, using the war goal to take claims generates 25% less threat for each conquered system. So if I want to, I can declare war on them, which I do because these guys suck and I'm going to kick their butt. Declare war. I've got the game paused right now, so I'm sure we'll hear back from them soon. If you go to the diplomatic status on the right hand side, you can see your casus belli with the different factions. So they have a reason for war against me because of a claim, with Husco for animosity, and then these are the races that have war reasons against the Imperium here. So I've got claims against them, etc., etc. So that's how wars kind of changed there. I am going to start it up here so that you guys can see what the new war screen looks like. I'm just going to vote. Come on. Come on. You know you want to fight. Let's go.
Declared war.
There we go. So let's pause it here. Yeah, so Husco looks like they've got some claims. There you go. And they've got some claims against the Husco there. Okay, so we've got in the bottom left-hand corner, we've got the war cross swords. That's changed a little bit. So it used to be when you were at war, if you were losing, you'd get a negative percentage in the red, and then if you were winning, it would be a positive percentage and would go into green as you got a little better at it, as you were winning the war. This time, the way the war's changed is they've made it more about attrition and how tired, like war exhaustion, I guess, how fed up you are with this fight. So if we go down to the war tab, you're going to see how it looks very different here. And so war exhaustion. So on the side there, you can see that's what's going on. And then you've got a different breakdown here: attrition, space battles, ground battles, and destruction. And then if you occupy the enemy planets, that's where the occupation bar will move. The last war I was fighting on the enemy side, you know, I got occupation up to like 54% or something like that. So this is how you're going to win the war. So it's going to take me 700 points to try to crush these guys. That's quite a lot, but we might be able to get them to accept some of it. If we wanted to settle for a status quo, it doesn't take very long, you know, to get this to a positive number, and then they'll accept it, but it's going to take a really long time to get to 700 points. So I might have bitten off more than I can chew here, but, you know, we can see what happens. The one thing I've noticed in doing the wars since the update is that space battles seem to be a huge factor in winning a war. You know, if you take out the outpost or the space station, like if we take a look here, if I swing a fleet into here and I kill this little 251 space outpost, it's not going to do much. You know, if I take out a bigger installation like this 3.2 K-star post, that's going to get me, you know, 0.1 to 0.4% exhaustion against the enemy. But it seems to be that when you do the big space battles, that you're going to get a lot more percentage that way. Conquering planets doesn't seem to do as much as it used to. You know, like I conquered a planet in my last war, and it was like 1.6%. So it seems to be space battles are a little bit better. You want to go smack their fleet around a little bit, and then that's how you're going to win wars that way. So it looks a lot different, but I think they've, like, it feels more like a war, like as much as a video game can feel like a war. Uh, one thing I like about the war system that they've changed to is this war exhaustion function here. It's nice to see that you have an opportunity to win a war based on how fed up the other nation gets with fighting you. You know, both of these percentages will go up. Attrition goes up at the same rate for everyone over time. You know, you each get a percentage point every couple of months. If it drags out too long, then even you guys, like your own species, will get fed up with being at war. So what I'll do is I'll time-lapse this. I'll show you guys what the fight looks like, maybe the midway point after I've done some fights here, and we'll do a part 2 of victory maybe. Thanks for watching. Bye.